Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. Pretty big week. 9 comics. 7 were from my pull list, and 2 were kind of from my pull list. Like a month ago, John, who works at the comic shop, was like, "Oh, you have to check these 2 out. And they're the kind of these small indie books based on toys or something. I'll show them to you." But I was like, all right. Or at first I was like, I'm not interested. Then I'm like, why not? Order me some. I'd like to take a look at them. They do look kind of cool. But first I'll show you my top of the printer museum covers for the week. We got Somerset Holmes. It's a Brent Anderson cover, right? He was the artist on this, if memory serves. But I can't remember who wrote it. But I remember liking this one. Mac Mason, dead at 58. Brent Anderson, isn't he? Yeah, he's Astro City. He drew for many years too. This is from the mid-'80s, I think. Eclipse Comics, number 6. You'll see the cover to issue 1 all the time floating around everywhere. But I felt like having the cover to issue 6 sitting around. And then we got Howard the Duck, number 27, 1978, says the year on the front. That's a Gene Colan cover, and the internet tells me that Joseph Rubinstein inked this one. Just a fun... I always liked the Ringmaster as a villain. It's just so... How do you not like someone with a giant hypnotic turning swirly wheel on their hat? Their extra tall hat. I don't know. I just always have a soft spot for the Ringmaster. Let's see what comic shop news have in it this week. Last Line? I do not know what that is. Space is at the end of the line in Last Line. All right. Richard Dinnick and Jose Holder. A new Aftershock series. I'll read about it in this. Oh, by the way, I chose not to... I think it was final order cutoff this past Monday for the Magic Order Volume 3. And I bought Volume 1 and Volume 2, but Volume 1 was all right. Volume 2 was just Volume 2 made me not want to bother with Volume 3 of the Magic Order. Who knows if they have a shelf copy in? Or Tomb of Dracula. And it's a slow week. I might pick it up. Ooh, the Incredible... That's my... that's Incredible Hulk 200. I consider that the start of my comic book collecting is Incredible Hulk 200. Before that, I just kind of looked at red comic books. After Hulk 200, I was a collector. So it looks like they're coming out with an epic collection of that. So, well, it looks like right on top are the 2 that... oh, nice texture on that one. That John talked me into. Phantom Star Killer. There's a glow-in-the-dark cover, too. As you can see by that green on it. Black Caravan, Phantom Star Killer. And I think it was... who's it by? Created, co-written, and colored by Peter Goral of Killer Bootlegs. Illustrated and co-written by Joseph Schmalke. S-C-H-M-A-L-K-E. And it just kind of looks fun with this skull-faced monster, who I think is based on some old random toy. So I figured I'd check that out. And the other one, also by Black Caravan, is Count Draco, Knuckle Duster. Yeah, Knuckle Duster. I think it's the same sort of thing based on this weird old toy. Same exact creative team. Count Draco, Knuckle Duster. And John said this was just a fun bit of fun. So I said, that sounds good to me. Glow-in-the-dark cover. Good stuff. Then let's see, what was on my pull list? I forgot about this one. Dead Box number 3. Welcome to Lost Turnkey. Strangers arrive in Lost... Turkey, pardon me, not Turnkey. Welcome to Lost Turkey. Strangers arrive in Lost Turkey for nefarious purposes. A local makes a questionable movie choice while babysitting his grandkids. This is the one that hasn't been an issue in a while. So it's all about... the Dead Box is one of those red box things where you rent movies from. Except in this little small town that's like doesn't even get the internet, who's just kind of cut off, and this girl is back from college to her hometown here, and each issue is about this weird town, and then you get someone rents some weird movie from the red box, dead box, and there's two stories going on. There's the weird stuff going on in the town, and there's the weird stuff going on in the movie. This is the weird stuff going on in the movie. So it's like double anthology. I don't know how to describe it, but I remember liking the first couple of issues, so I think I have it on my pull list now, and here's another one. Then we've got the continuing issue 14 we're up to, of Time Before Time. Last issue of this was really good. We got our two main characters in this have been a guy who, because it's about two mobs that run time travel, and it's kind of on the down low, even time travel. And we got a guy who worked for him, real low level, who wanted to escape through time, and a woman who's an FBI agent who wanted to escape through time too, and took this guy with her to find her family back in time. But last issue was a done-in-one that was about the woman's FBI partner, and how the mobs how he ended up standing down from searching for her because the mobs threatened him and his family. They said the mobs controlled time. He just had a new kid. They actually went to the future, found his kid, beat him up, and said, "We can get to your kid anytime, so you stay out of this." And the FBI agent had to stay out of it. So it was an interesting done-in-one. We're probably back to our normal story here. We'll see of those two characters being chased through time by the time mobs. And there's two different time mobs who are at war with each other too. So it's a fun book. Spawn issue 331. Like I say, I'm buying this one because it's still $2.99. I think Saga is too, which I have here. Pretty nice artwork in this one. Other than that, it's a giant Spawn war going on. And this one's written by Rory McConville, so you don't have to put up with Todd McFarlane writing, and drawn by Carlo Barberi. It's pretty solid. It's a solid, like I said, I feel I have to get it because it's the last of the $2.99 books, and so I'm getting it. Oh, look, artwork looks pretty interesting this month. A little different than it usually looks, even though it's the same artist. Let's see, what else do we have here? Speaking of Saga, we've got Saga, this is also this is still a $2.99 book too. So, last of the $2.99 books. What are we issue on? Chapter 60. This has been going on for a while. I bought 60 issues of it, so I like it. Fiona Staples, Brian K. Vaughan. It's a saga of this little girl and her family going through time. She's narrating it as an adult, I think. Another long-running one, issue 27 of Once and Future. That might be one of the many Arthurs that's running around in this. The fairy world has taken over Great Britain. And there's all different versions of all these fairy tales and stories vying for control of Britain. And this woman and her grandson, Grandma Buffy, as we call her, sort of a nod to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's some of the Arthurs and stuff. So they're trying to figure out how to get Britain back to being Britain rather than this weird fairyland. So it's been a good series. Oh, this is something I wasn't expecting. Mind Management Bootleg. I'm a big fan of the original Matt Kindt Mind Management series. I don't even know if this is a one-shot or continuing. It's Matt Kindt and Farrell Dale Ripple is drawing it. I guess it takes place in the mind management world where people have superpowers and they become spies and things. Which on that same matte finish paper that Mind Management was on. Like I said, does this have a to be continued? To be continued, so I guess it's not a one-shot. I wasn't sure if it was continuing or a one-shot when I put it on my pull list. I was just like, give me all the issues. Whatever comes out. Well, it looks like there's a little something in the back, too. I don't know what this is. The black chat to publication date. Oh, this must be... sometimes they do stuff like, this must be a little mini-comic that's referenced in this comic itself. So they give you the mini comic at the end. So interesting. Let's see the final thing. I don't know what this is. I think it's either a book or game tie-in. I don't know. Prometheus. I forget. I read the description. The whole reason I'm buying this is because it's got Sean Martinborough art. Andy Diggle, an artist, Sean Martinborough. Andy Diggle's the writer. I can't remember what it was about. And it looks weird in that it looks like it was made for the European market because I prefer for what most of there's because it's got those huge borders on it. But I'm a big fan of Sean Martinborough. His Thief of Thieves book I really like. So I figured, you know what, I don't even care what it's about. It's some more Sean Martinborough art, so I will buy it. This is by Ablaze. So that's what, you know, like I said, the artist sold me this one, so I've got it. Now let me show you a little bit of my art. What have I done this week? I can't even remember. Oh, that's right. This I just finished. This is another one of my painted ladies. Where's the black and white one? Here's the black and white ink version. And this I just colored on the computer. Matter of fact, there's this one. What do we have here? This is the one I tried first with the green background squares and didn't think it had enough contrast between the background and the blue. So I went with this violet one. That was my indecision. So I did this one last week and this one this week. So this is the first time in a few years I've done these painted ladies, and I don't think I've colored a lot of them, so I had fun coloring it. No, behind that was also one of my Gatsby drawings. This is Nick from Gatsby, the narrator. I'm thinking about putting some sort of paper texture behind them digitally too. I'm not sure what. Maybe a gray paper texture or something. I'll have to think about that. But, whoops, let's put this over here. Little painted lady. Little Nick Carraway. And you guys have a good week out there.